this video, we're going to be talking about this humidifier from the brand KZF here. I'm going to show you how it works, then talk about some of the pros and the cons to this specific model of humidifier here. There are both, so watch all the way to the end of this video to make sure you are informed before making a purchase here. So let's get started and show you a little bit about how it works here. There's two ways to operate it. There is a touch screen here, which you'll see in a minute, but then it does come with this remote here, so you can operate it from further away. I do like that. That's a nice touch. There is a cord here. You do have to have it plugged in. The cord is a little bit on the short side, which I don't love, but it's long enough to get the job done in most locations. So before we turn it on, I want to show you how you fill it up here. And so all you do is you take this top portion off, and then you can fill up this entire bottom portion here. Now, we will talk about the pros and cons of this in a second. You can see some water dripping out there, but first, let's turn it on and show you how it works here. So I'm just gonna hit the power button on the actual device. You can see it's lighting up right now. That 3 is indicating the mist level, and now it's telling you the relative humidity that it's currently striving for, and then it will flick through to what the actual humidity is there. I've found that it does a pretty good job at getting the actual humidity to reach your target humidity and having a good reading on that. And that's one of the advantages to this humidifier, is that it is automatic. You're not just setting high, medium, low. You do have that option here, which I'll show you. Use your mist level button. So you can do it, right now it's on the highest level 3. Now we can bring it down to a 2, which is medium, or a 1, which is low, and it'll slow down the mist level a little bit. So if you need it a little quieter in the bedroom as you're sleeping, you can put the mist level down a little bit there, but it's still going to go to what your target humidity is, which is where this humidity button comes into play. I can set this humidity at whatever I want it to be at, and it's going to eventually get the room to that humidity, or at least try to if it's a big space. So I really like that about it. So now that you know how it works, and again, all of these buttons are mimicked right here on the remote, so you have 2 options on how to do it. Let's talk about some of the pros and cons to this KZF humidifier here. The first pro that I really love is how big this is. I like that, number one, it's freestanding, so it doesn't take up room on a side table or a dresser or a TV stand in the living room, anything like that. It just has its own space there. I like that. But I also like the size in that this tank is huge for a humidifier. This is a 9-liter or a 2.5-gallon tank size here. So that is going to take you about 72 hours to run through all this water. You can see this is your max line here. So you can fill it up all the way to here. Now, something to keep in mind is where you're going to fill this up. So let's talk about that, because that leads us to kind of a little bit of a con here. Let's turn it off. Now, when you're going to fill this up, you're going to take this entire bottom with you to a sink, to a tap, something. So keep in mind, my sink extends out and has a flexible nozzle, so it's easy to fill this up. But it might not fit in all sinks, so you have to think about where you're going to fill this up, because this is a big tank. So that could be a con for you, but it's also a huge pro that you don't have to go filling up this water tank every 8-12 hours. This is going to last you pretty much 3 days with your water in here. But another con to it is when you're going to fill it up, you saw this earlier in the video, but this can drip a little bit, and you have to put this somewhere. So it is helpful to have a towel nearby to just lay this on, so you can go take this tank and water doesn't get everywhere. If you don't have a towel there, it can get a little bit messy. So that's a little bit of a con when filling it up. It's not always easy, but the good thing is you don't have to fill it up that often because it has a huge tank to it. We talked about a pro, that's the runtime of 72 hours. I love the automatic controls. It's not just high, medium, low. It takes it to an actual humidity level that you are setting. That is a huge pro in my opinion, and only more the premium humidifiers like this one have that feature. Something to consider is there is no night light function on here. I personally consider that more of a fun kind of feature than a must-have when purchasing a humidifier, but some people are looking for that, so note there is no night light there. Overall, the performance of this combined with the automatic features, the remote, the huge tank, make this a huge win in my book. This is my favorite humidifier of all the ones I've tried. If you are looking for a humidifier for a living room, for a large space, even for a bedroom, this is a great option. I highly suggest checking this one out from the brand KZF.